Hey, this is Jonathan Powell from Hear and Play Music and director of the Gospel Music Training Center. And at Hear and Play, we really take it serious in helping thousands of musicians across the world to take their gifts to the next level. That's why we've dedicated the last 15 years of our lives to doing just that. And me personally, I've been with the company for 10 years, and I take absolute pleasure in hearing the results from a lot of the customers that we help across the globe, from beginners even to intermediate to people that have been playing over 20 years of their lives in church. And we're helping thousands of people across the board. And that's why I'm so excited about this course that we're getting ready to release now. And we're going to be covering the 5 dimensions of the church service, which I feel every musician should know. From worship to praise, to traditional, like your hymns, to shouting music, and to transitional, like talk music and different things like that. So we got all the bases covered for playing in a church service, and that's 5 different dimensions of the church service times 7 musicians. That's 35 different segments or 14 disc chords. Now, Musicians Breakthrough is going to release very soon, so take note of the release date on this page. But first, what we want to do is what Hear and Play has been known to do for years, and that's give you free information. Now, you might have noticed that we did this same thing last Monday, and we're going to continue to do this. Every Monday, we're going to be delivering a free video from the actual course. Whether you get the course or not, it's up to you. We want to make sure that you actually get something out of this, whether you get the course or not. All right, so I'm excited about this. Stay tuned. Watch out every Monday for a new clip. And right now, what we have for you coming right now is David Jackson. Check it out.
Welcome back to the Musician Breakthrough. Now we're going to show you the praise section of what we do in a worship service. This is the 2nd dimension. Once again, I have Brian B-Dub White on bass helping me out, and we're just going to flow together with some familiar changes that are, very familiar for congregational melodies, like Have You Tried Jesus, He's All Right, I'm a Soldier in the Army of the Lord, things like that. So here we go. We're going to go with it. All right. All right, so we're going to make it real churchy in here, like you do at your church service every Sunday morning. You ready to go? Here we go. Okay, so let's break that down. In my left hand, you notice I'm doing a lot of this. We call those tritones. The first one is with the A-flat bass. It's a G-flat and a C. The next one is with the 4 chord, which is the D-flat bass, and it's going to be a F and a B. All right, so we got, all right, so A-flat bass, G-flat C, the 4 chord, the D-flat bass, with the F and the B. Now over the 1, the A-flat chord, in the right hand, you can play a series of things. For the basic chord, I play a G-flat, a B-flat, a C, and an E-flat. So we have this with the A-flat bass. And then for the 4 chord, the D-flat bass, we have the F and the B. I'll play a simple B-flat minor chord, which is an F, a B-flat, and a D-flat. 4 chord. So 1, 4. Now you can always add notes to the chords to make them fuller. So we can add the A-flat. Okay, So between the 1 and the 4 chords, there's a series of transitions and chord progressions that you can play in between those. Traditionally, the walk-up would sound something like this. So to replace that, we would make a progression from the 1, 2, 5, 1, and 4. So in the left hand, it's going to start with the G flat, the B flat, this D flat, and then in your right hand, you're going to add the F and the A flat. And that's going to be over the 1, the A flat bass. That's the chord. And then we're going to progress to the second, which is going to put the left hand over the D, the A flat, and then we're going to move to the right hand, do a D, a G flat, and a B flat. We can also add a C sharp, and that's going to be over the 2, which would be B flat bass. All right? And then the next progression is going to be on the 5, which is the E flat bass. We're going to come back with the left hand on the G flat, the B flat, the D flat, the F, and the A flat, just like the 1 chord. Then we're going to transition to the D. In the left hand, we're going to have G flat, C, E, A flat, and B. Then we're going to go back to the 4. And then we're going to have the tritone, the F and the B. And then in the right hand, we're going to have the E flat, the F, and the A flat. We can also add the B on top with the right hand. So you have the 1, the 2, the 5. We're going to pass on the D, and then to the 4. All right? And then next, to come back, instead of going and then going back, we're going to go to the 6 instead. So we're going to do a pass of a 6, 2, 5, and a 1. So it's going to be an F for the 6. In the left hand, we're going to do another tritone, which is the E flat and A. In the right hand, we're going to do a D flat, a F, and an A flat. Then over the 2, which is B flat bass, we're going to do another tritone, D, A flat in the left hand. In the right hand, D, G flat, B flat. And then we're going to do the 5 chord, which is in the left hand, G flat, B flat, D flat, F, and A flat. And then resolve it back to the 1, A flat, G flat, and C. In the right hand, we're going to add the E flat and the A flat. Now to add a little more color, once again, I like to add the 2, which would be the B flat. So we'll add that in there. All right? So we have all right? So that's the 6, 2, 5, 1. And those are the 2 progressions that we're going to add in our congregational medley series of chords. Now that you have the basics, we can get a little creative with the rhythms. So the tritones, I like to slide in between them. So right now, I'll just show you a series of different rhythms we can do just on the 1 with the first tritone. Now, on my right hand, you hear the melody. So that's just taking it and expanding the first chord. The G flat, the B flat, the C, the E flat. And then I'm altering it and I'm adding the D flat, the F. And then I'm reaching all the way to the top to the other A flat. And I'm dropping back down to the C. So, but you notice with the tritones, I'm sliding them. That's emphasizing my rhythm. So So I'll show you once again.
So I hope you enjoyed David Jackson on the praise dimension of the church service. And as you know, there are 5: praise, worship, shouting, transitional, and traditional. And each of our 7 musicians are covering each of the 5. That's 35 different segments. And we also introduced last week this idea of church tempo, right? That there are different tempos at different parts of the service. Some parts of the service call for a slow tempo. Other parts of the service call for a medium or a faster tempo. And last week, if you notice, was all about slow. We used Stanton Lewis, and he covered some transitional movements, some really cool and pretty things that you can take advantage of, you can add to your playing. This week, if you notice, David Jackson was in a medium tempo style, and that's that devotional praise song, like Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus, or God is a Good God, right? These are the up-tempo songs that oftentimes begin a church service. And I'm going to continue that with a clip from another one of our 7 musicians in the Musician Breakthrough series. His name is Jason Freeman, no stranger at all. And I'm actually featured in the clip. And I've had my own musician breakthrough since we recorded this 4 years ago. So you're going to notice it. You're going to notice a change in my cheeks and everything else. So just note that I am the same guy. Enjoy the clip, and I'll be back.
So what you're kind of doing with that lick is you're jumping from that E to your G flat. So you're just kind of doing like that. And you're doing basically a D, you're doing a D flat scale.
Okay.
Going down. So just a G flat to E to D flat to B.
Okay, so D flat blues scale.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So then you go right there to that A flat, G flat again. When you get to that, basically you're doing.
Okay, so the only other part is this.
Yep.
Okay.
So your notes are, you're starting on a G flat, E, D flat, B, A flat, G, like G natural, you know, and basically G flat again.
Yeah.
Go to that E, to the F.
So you go major at the end.
Major on the F.
And then come down to D flat.
Exactly.
Okay, so primarily blues scale to the end, you gotta go major and come home. Okay, so let's hear how that sounds in rhythm. And what are you doing on your left hand? You're just kind of cycling tritones?
Yeah, I'm just basically playing like the tritone, like F and B.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm just kind of going back and forward, half steps.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
E and B flat. Okay.
It's kind of keeping some tempo.
I
Like
notice you're changing fingers too.
Yeah.
Not just moving the same fingers down.
Yeah.
So not what is that condition you talked about? The stiff
Rigor mortis.
condition? No, we're not doing rigor mortis right now.
We're not doing rigor mortis. You can do
Okay.
rigor mortis, you can, but usually
Faster to alternate fingers?
it's better to alternate fingers sometimes because at a song like this, you're more or less, you're not banging on the keys. You're using a strategy, you know what I'm saying, to kind of move in between these black and white keys just a little bit faster, so it'd be easier if you just kind of use like, you know what I'm saying, the fingers that are free instead of going, you know what I'm saying, doing like that or doing like this, which is usually how a lot of people play. They do that kind of stuff. But you notice that when they're doing this, they might hit the wrong note. So it's kind of important to basically, you know, use your fingers to know that what note you're gonna, you know, exactly play, you know, what note you're gonna execute.
Okay, so that's an awesome first lick. Now, the second thing you want to show them is something that is really characteristic of quartet music. That dun, 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 you know. And I'm not a singer, y'all, but can you show us, and not just basic chords, but, you know, I heard you flip that. You really used some nice chords on that. So how would that work?
To start off with simple, you can just basically name it as 3, 4, 1.
Gotcha.
So you're at 1. Here it comes. 3, 4, 1. So on that 3, which is E, you're gonna play an E major, or you can add that D in there to make it sus, like that. Now what I'm doing is just adding the D in both hands with the actual E major. That's just a whole step. Whatever you're playing right here in E, you're just gonna raise it up to this G flat, E in the left hand. In your right hand, you're playing B flat, E flat, and G flat again. Now, if you really want to get fancy with it, kind of like make it stretch out a little bit more, a little jazzy, I would add that. Now, we went through that kind of chord already, you know. But just to do it again, you got the whole tone right here. Left hand, you got your D, and you got your A flat. You just grace that E over there so you can get that whole step. G flat, E, and B flat. Left hand. And your right hand, you're playing D flat, G flat, and B. Whole step. Left hand, you're playing G flat and E. Put that B flat in there. Right hand, you're playing E flat, A flat, and B flat. So that's off that.
Got it. And that's bringing them back to the 1. What's your voicing on the 1?
Back to the 1, you're basically playing the D flat 13. Put that B flat in there, so you can kind of get that little blues, you know.
So you got D flat, F, B, and then
right hand you got E flat, B flat. Also put that A flat in there, and you got D flat again.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And all together. See, I don't have really big hands, but you can, if you can make the stretch. And you find that in a lot of quartet songs.
Yeah, and people are gonna love this. We have a lot of students from the South, and even people that grew up in the South now, and the West and the East, and they're just gonna love being able to take it back like that, but still in a fat kind of way.
All right, I hope you enjoyed Jason Freeman. He also covered praise, but it was a very different type of praise than David Jackson. That's why I love this series, because it brings together all these different musicians. And while we're still covering a medium style tempo, we're still covering praise. You got it from a contemporary side of traditional praise versus a more quartet, Southern style of contemporary praise. With both of them, you can see hopefully the similarities and you can see the differences. So we've got some homework. Here's what I want you to do. First of all, I want you to note the release date of Musician Breakthrough. It should be on this page somewhere. I want you to note the Musician Breakthrough Revival. That's where these musicians will be back live in our office, and we'll be able to answer questions, There'll be live performances, there'll be live tutorials, and it's just gonna be an awesome experience. And it's the whole entire week, Monday through Friday. So note the date, it's also on this page. And if there is a sign-up list to be notified, if you wanna be on the early bird list for Musician Breakthrough, sign up, put your name and email, phone number, whatever we ask for, put it on this page so that you'll be the first to know when Musician Breakthrough is available. And comment on this page, get involved, let us know what you think, ask questions, let us know that you enjoyed it, that you're helped by this whole series. And we'll be back. Again, this is something we're doing every Monday in this month until the end of the month, where we'll be releasing this series. So I'm Jermaine Griggs signing off. And remember, if you can hear it, you can play it.